Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you.
For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just go to getcopperhead.com. That's getcopperhead.com for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Getcopperhead.com.
Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Welcome back to Raising Howl. It's good to see you again. It really is. I quite frankly, it's been a little while since we've tuned in. I'm Jeremy Harper. You are you, the fans of Arkansas State athletics. And we're living in this dead period of July, right? But, it's kind of coming to a close, too. I mean, once you get past July 4th, the fireworks are over, the barbecues are over, family get-togethers are over, just the heat remains. But it's also this sort of gear-up time. A gear-up time to football season. It's also some other seasons, too, that I'm excited about. Soccer season, volleyball season. Those are good seasons. I enjoy them. But everybody talks about football season. And sure enough, I'm getting emails from the Sun Belt. It's about time for the Sun Belt Media Days. It used to be Media Day. That's what it was. It was one day. Even as the SEC was expanding it from 1 day to 2 days to 3 days, to how many days they have now, Sun Belt was 1 day. But when I say we, I mean the Sun Belt expanded, they began to, they spread it out for 2 days, and it was necessary. You need that time. This year it's July 22nd and the 23rd. It's being held in New Orleans, which is very easy for journalists from the West to get to. Not so easy from the East. It's not an easy travel. It's a long way. If you cover Old Dominion, James Madison, Appalachian State, that's a long haul. Coastal Carolina, long haul. So what's funny is that I think this year the first day is dedicated to the West. So you're going to see a pretty good amount of people there. It's actually going to be really crowded. It's fun. You get to see all these people. And then the next day, once the East turn, all the West guys kind of shuffle away, but then you get the East guys, and you don't get as many, and I don't blame it. It's hard to cover. And you can cover it online. They'll have all the coaches, they get onto the podium, they bring a couple players, and they'll talk about, what's expected for the season, what's new, how they feel about the preseason rankings, all the good stuff. I'll be there. My Fun Belt podcast partner, Dusty Thibodeau, will be there. We've been covering it together now for several years. We set up the mics. We interview as many players and coaches as possible. Last year, we interviewed all the coaches. We interviewed all the players. It was good. It's a fun thing to do. It's work. It is work. If you don't believe me, ask Kara Ritchie. She'll tell you. It's work. It's hard stuff because you got to get together a lot of stuff. You end up talking to Keith Gill. You end up talking to these coaches. You got to come up with questions, new questions. Keep it interesting. Keep it light. Keep it fresh. And yeah, you do end up afterwards, maybe at a couple bars, drinking beer with some of these old timers. And there are a lot of old timers, guys that have been covering the Sun Belt much longer than I have. And, they have good stories, stories from the past. Drinking booze, having fun, and then you do it the next day. It's good stuff. This year, Coach Butch Jones, is bringing Jalen Rayner. He brought Jalen Rayner last year. Coming back fresh from the Manning Passing Academy. He's actually gone through the Passing Academy again this year. I'd like to talk to him about that. So we get to talk to Jalen Rayner again. Rayner came in last year like a preseason offensive player of the year guy, right? Won't be so this year. This year, the expectations will be a little bit more tempered, and that's fine. I think that's good. There's a lot of pressure put on Jalen Rayner his sophomore year. He was expected to totally lift the team to a national championship. This year, all right, maybe get his head on straight. Let's work on those interceptions. The other guy coming, kind of a surprise. I don't know. He's been kind of hyped up all camp long, like in spring and over the summer. Brandon Barnes, safety. He played 9 games last year, came up with 7 tackles. He's a 3-star guy. Bringing a safety in, 6'1". It'll be good to talk to him. It'll be good to talk to him about what he thinks about this Red Wolves defense, which I don't know. It's got a lot of replacement parts this year. We'll see. We'll take a look. You get these guys to come in, and they're all great. They all wear, their suits, and some of them get kind of creative in what they wear. They've got some bling, or maybe a bolo tie, or cowboy boots. It's nice to see the personalities come through. And, quarterbacks is something I think I always who I want to talk to. And why not? They're, kind of the captains of the offense. You kind of want to know what their perspective of what the teams are going to be. And last year we had several quarterbacks come through. We talked about Raider. There's a couple others that came through. And they're just good guys. They're good guys to talk to, confident. But I'll tell you, the most interesting guys to talk to are always the offensive linemen. They're just big lugs. They love it. They like coming through. They like getting all they can eat. They like talking about their teammates. They love talking about their teammates because that's kind of what offensive line guys are. They're just sort of big team players. They love being there. They have big personalities. I like the offensive linemen. Kind of looking through the list here. Do we have a lot of offensive linemen coming? Yeah, got one from South Alabama. Got one from Louisiana. We don't know who from the East is coming yet. Texas State is bringing offensive linemen. Texas State, by the way, whoa, that'll be an awkward conversation, won't it? Texas State, yes, this will be their final Sun Belt Media Days. They move off to the Pac-12. Yeah, we've been talking about this in Sun Belt circles for a couple weeks now. It's a big news story. If you haven't heard, Texas State Bobcats leaving the Sun Belt next year, going to the new Pac-12, the pretend 12 is what I call it. No offense. It's not the Pac-12. It's not the Conference of Champions. You guys need to stop calling yourselves a power conference. You're not. You are a bunch of malcontents and leftovers. A bunch of backstabbers is what you are. That's what the Pac-12 is. What do you think happens when Oregon State and Washington State finally get poached by, I don't know, the Big 12? Maybe the Big 10. What do you think happens then when those two programs leave this new Pac-12? Because that's what's going to happen. Oregon State, Washington State biding their time. That's all they're doing. They've recruited some guys from the Mountain West, some good guys from the Mountain West, a conference that had welcomed you, by the way. It brought you in, said, we will help you through your struggles. You got left behind by the others. Oregon State and Washington State, what they did was they paid them back, backstabbed them, took their best properties, said, hey, we're making a new Pac-12. We need one more guy. That guy is Texas State. Congratulations, Texas State. You might have heard this news that Pac-12 isn't going to offer Texas State a full share of the revenues. They get a partial share. Supposedly that will be phased out over time. Already, the Pac-12 is treating you like a second-class citizen, Texas State. Congratulations. You went from the Sun Belt, who welcomed you warmly, who helped you mature, helped you make that transition from FCS, was patient while you floundered as a football program. You get 2 winning seasons, you move on. That's great. I'm not mad. I'm not. Go ahead. You know, if you got to lose a program, why not? It should be Texas State. You left a program in which you made the footprint awkward to now another conference where you've made the footprint awkward. But hey, listen, there's a little bit more money, so congrats. You got that. So yeah, that'll be awkward during Sun Belt Media Days. When G.J. Kinney brings in his 2 players. Who's he bringing? Let's bring in Dorian Shawn, offensive lineman, Khalil Alexander, a defensive lineman. So he's bringing the beef. That's probably a good idea for G.J. Kinney. Make sure you have some beef with you so nobody starts any beef with you. Good work. That's what. But I'm going to be looking forward to talking to all the players, all the guys, Jalen Rayner and Brandon Barnes and Coach. I like talking to Coach. Yeah, and there are going to be several new coaches to talk to. That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun seeing Coach Huff now for the Southern Miss. Charlie Huff used to coach Marshall, brought them to a Sun Belt championship, moved himself and a bunch of his own guys, his old guys from Marshall, moved them to Southern Miss. That'll be fun. That should create some interesting talking points. We can talk about that. Got the new guy from Appalachian State to talk to. It'll be fun. I hope Major Applewhite is a little more relaxed. Yeah, we interviewed Major Applewhite. He seemed really uptight. I hope he's a little more relaxed this year. I can't wait to talk to the head coach of ULM, Bryant Vincent. Bryant Bryant Vincent in his second year. That'd be good. I liked Bryant when I met him last year, but he did not fit the mold of a lot of Sunbelt football coaches. He was quiet, reserved, not like quiet, shy, just sort of just like he wasn't like pumping up the Warhawks. Not the way like a Gerard Butler did. Gerard Butler, he was like, yeah, we're bringing back winning. It's a tradition. Everybody's eating nails and machine guns and peeing bullets. That wasn't Bryant Vincent. He's all about, building stuff from scratch. He loves getting into the JUCOs. I'd like to see what he has going on. Mike D. DeJormeau. I always mispronounce his name. I'm not from Louisiana, but I'm good. I'm looking forward to talking to him again. Yeah, so all these guys from the West, always looking forward to talk to. The guys from the East, always a little more mysterious to me because they're so far away. But they should be fun too. I'll enjoy. I enjoy that a lot. So that's going to be fun. Me and Dusty Thibodeau from Funbelt Podcast will be there. We'll be posting every day, maybe twice a day. There might be multiple posts. I think that's the plan, multiple posts. See all the old crew. It's going to be great. Texas State, of course, you're welcome. Can't wait to talk to GJ and your guys, talk about the season, what you plan to do as a sort of a finale in your Sunbelt life.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you.
For a limited time, you can get a free pocket pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just go to getcopperhead.com. That's getcopperhead.com for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Getcopperhead.com.
Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
See what you think about this new Pac-12. I want my parting observation for you is I have some news. Wally Hall has endorsed the game between Arkansas and Arkansas State. He's endorsed it. He's out there in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. It's like my time is done, guys. One of the reasons I became a State fan rules was that I felt like Wally Hall was not providing the necessary coverage to Arkansas State and was one of the sort of men in power that was preventing the two schools from ever playing one another. Yeah, Wally Hall. You remember he loved golfing with Frank Broyles. That was his thing. He golfed with him like once a year. Always talked about how great Frank was. And would talk about the policy like it was etched in a gold rock. Great policy. Frank Broyles, you can do no wrong. And that's kind of how Wally, when you're a sports columnist, you got to make nice, right? And he did. Yeah, I remember Wally Hall back in my teenage days. I'm 50 now. Wally Hall has been around for a long time. His voice has long been a voice for athletics here in Arkansas. And yeah, it's kind of a tired voice. I mean, he spends way too much time talking about Oak Lawn. Almost like maybe he gets some sort of royalty. I don't know. I'm not going to make an accusation. I remember once he posted a column this is back in my younger days, about Andre Agassi. He had a problem with Andre Agassi's hair. This is like late 80s. Didn't like Andre Agassi's hair. It was frosted. Real men don't frost their hair. That's what he said. Andre Agassi. I know you write a column about sports, you got to come up with something, but that was it. He didn't like the way Andre Agassi wore his hair. It's the 80s. You ever seen Wally Hall's hair? It's not great hair. All right. But Wally Hall, he's been a voice that supports Arkansas Razorbacks for a long time. I remember a couple years ago, there was a movement. There was a real momentum in getting a bowl game to Little Rock. Now, one of these smaller bowl games like ESPN owns, right? One of the bowl games that maybe even Arkansas State would get into, that kind of bowl game, Go Daddy Birmingham Bowl kind of thing, right? Yeah, and they would be held at War Memorial. Nothing is going on at War Memorial around Christmas time and New Year's Day. There's nothing going on. It's empty. Heck, Little Rock is pretty empty. There's nothing going on. So why not infuse some business, some commerce into this area at that time of year? That just seemed like a no-brainer. There were people involved that were like, yes, let's sign on the dotted line. Wally comes out with a column grousing. Who wants to see on TV a half-filled War Memorial Stadium? Two teams that aren't Arkansas. Yeah. He pooped on it. They call that a swoop and poop. He came out from the sky, no one asked him, and he pooped all over it. That was it. That killed everything. The momentum was gone. The bowl game went to like Montgomery or something like that. I couldn't believe it. Little Rock had this opportunity to host a bowl game, fill up some hotels, get some business for some restaurants, get a little national TV exposure. And what did Wally Hall do? He says, oh, nobody wants to see that. Ain't the Cotton Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, so Wally Hall has had some influence over Arkansas sports for a long time. Hey, good for him. Good for Wally Hall. I mean, it is hard to maintain a persona for that long and have it support you. Wally Hall has done that. He's an old school guy, right? Lives right there at the bottom of the front page of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, right there at the sports page, right there at the bottom. He's the anchor. Like it is. Well, he's always telling it like it is. Yeah. Anyway, he puts out his little column today. It's available online. I read it. He says, great. This is going to be good for Arkansas. It's about time. It's about time this happened. He had nothing to do with why it didn't happen, but it's about time. He's acting like he had no role in preventing it from happening. In fact, Wally says something very, I don't know, I thought inexplicable. He says for more than 40 years, he calls himself a scribe. This scribe has been a believer in Arkansas and ASU playing each other. He said that. Hey, secretly, Wally has wanted this game for 40 years, guys. For 40 years, he's wanted this. Really? I never heard you say once that these two programs should play. Now, maybe you did. I don't know. I don't read all your columns, Wally Hall. Stopped reading them a long time ago. But I do know there has not ever been a voice in the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette advocating that Arkansas State and Arkansas play. Ever. I know that. No. All I see from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette is one team. Ballooned. Amplified. And you're telling me that for 40 years you've been sitting on this desire for Arkansas State and Arkansas to play as if they were equals? Are you telling me that? After 40 years, you're finally going to give your voice to that? All right. Hey, you know what? Better late than never. Wally gives a lot of credit to Arkansas for making this happen. I guess he should. Why not? It's all Arkansas. They're the ones that prevented it from happening. So just by allowing it to happen, they get all the credit. He says that the late Tommy Boyer, I don't know who that is, played a big role in getting the game scheduled when he was on the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees. He asked the members when the U of A was going to enter the 21st century and start scheduling in-state teams. Yeah, it's all Tommy Boyer. He was the only one who came up with this idea. No one else thought even to broach the subject, Wally Hall. I'll tell you who broached the subject, and it's a U of A guy. I think you'll know who I'm talking about when I say his name. He's a celebrity here. You guys have talked about him forever in the Democrat Gazette. Dave Van Horn. I like Dave Van Horn. He's actually played Arkansas State for a few years now. His baseball Hogs. It's been great, thanks. He was the one that came out and said, hey, don't understand this dumbass policy. I got a schedule, like more than 30 games a year, and I can't schedule qualified teams here in Arkansas? I got to get like Butler to come down here from Indiana to play? Yeah, Van Horn. He didn't give a shit about the policy. He's trying to fill up a schedule. I don't know who this guy, Wally Hall, is talking about. I don't know who he is. Tommy Boyer. I don't know who that guy is. I know Van Horn, though. He spoke up, and suddenly things did begin to start happening. Wally has other great ideas, too. Yeah, Wally is always he's always a fountain of ideas. He wants the state fair to move the week of the Arkansas A-State game. Okay. Sure. That's a modern idea. He wants to get the Little Rock Chamber of Commerce involved. Okay. He didn't want Little Rock to be involved in a bowl game. Wants Little Rock to be more involved in this game. Okay, yeah, I get that. The stadium's going to be full, so hey, the TV will love it. And then he wants to find a sponsor for the game. Hey, how about the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Wally? That would be awesome. How about you get your newspaper to sponsor? Yeah, the state of journalism these days, I doubt they have enough money to sponsor, so no. I'm sure he means somebody like Tyson, J.B. Hunt, Walmart. Here's my favorite, though. He wants to get David Basil to create a trophy. Great. He's designed such beautiful trophies. I don't know. Yeah, I know that maybe some people like the trophies he's put together. I'm thinking primarily the Arkansas, Louisiana trophy that they say looks like a boot. Did he design the trophy for Missouri and Arkansas? Did he design that one too? I don't know. But yes, let's get a sycophant for the University of Arkansas to design the trophy. Let's do that. He really doesn't want Arkansas State involved at all in any of this, really. He wants the Little Rock Chamber of Commerce involved. He wants the State Fair involved. He wants to get a sponsor he doesn't name. And he wants David Basil, a longtime voice of the Razorbacks, to design a trophy. Never once mentions any administrator from Arkansas State. Doesn't hardly mention Arkansas State at all, except in the context that they're playing the University of Arkansas September 6th in Little Rock. Yeah, he's always wanted this game, though.